What is going on, guys? This is Jonathan Farrell, and I wanted to show you. So, I'm using the brand new AI Studios. Um, One of my clients, I'm actually in her actual high level account. She asked me to rebuild her website for her. So, I was going to do it in Lovable, but then I decided that I wanted to do it in the high level studios because she has high level studios. So, anyway, just wanted to show you real quick. This is 3 prompts so far. I think 4 prompts. So I put in the prompt. I said we're building out a website. Here's uh, the corporate main site. Here's some other sites that are part of like their sister companies, and then here's her actual website. And so, what this is essentially done is it's rebuilt what was once just a standardized GoHighLevel template that I had, and is now rebuilding it specifically for them. So I do want to show. So there's a couple different nuances to the AI builder that I do find is important to know. So you'll see, like, this is by no means a finished product. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that needs to be essentially updated and edited. But just to kind of show you real quick that in a couple of minutes, I mean, I started this roughly 15 minutes ago, and I already have the framework of a home page, and then it did automatically rebuild the team page as well. So we do have some really cool stuff that it built. Nowhere near finished, but essentially, if you have an existing site and you want to then move it to high level studios, what you could do is exactly what I'm doing. So we have the home page, the meet the team page, and this is the old one. Now we got the new one, right? And now I'm essentially just going to go through and say, all right, now let's go ahead and add the loan programs page, copy paste. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And I'm using Whisperflow. So get my little thing out of the way. All right, cool. There we go. All right, now we want to go ahead and utilize or rebuild the loan programs page. So this was the existing loan programs page from their current site. All right. Let's go ahead and get rid of this gibberish. Going. And rebuild the loan programs page. And so their company, oh, no wonder it's doing that. So their company actually has their own little loan programs page as well. So you'll see, like, right here we have buy a home, right? And then they also had like refinance your home. So I'm actually also going to copy this over too and say, also please take some of the elements of their parent company's site. Okay, so let's see what that comes up with, right? So the cool part is, again, you got two different editors, right? So we have essentially the text editor, which is very similar to Lovable, and then we also have the visual editor, okay? Now, one of the things that the system did not do appropriately is it did not put their actual logo, okay? And so what I ended up having to do was I had to click on the visual editor, and I said, please replace the AI generated logo with Ahu's actual logo, right? And so that's what it ended up, allowing for it to actually be their actual logo here. So again, as far as like a baseline, like if you've ever built a website before, from especially from scratch, website building is like 50 to 60 hours, right? And essentially, I can do this in a span of a couple of minutes, especially if I have a template, right? And one of the different things that I see that most people are doing, especially when they're like vibe coding, is they're trying to build things from scratch rather than take reference to what these different tools can do, right? And so you'll notice I said, hey, here's their current page, and then here's their company page. Can you please take reference of this, right? And so that way, when the system starts building it, if you have a site that you really like, Russell Brunson always talked about it, like you hack something that's working, we funnel hack, right? Well, now essentially we can have AI kind of hack those for us even more. and kind of like rebuild all of it for us even better, and in a span of like minutes versus like us having to uh, rebuild it ourselves. Funny enough, so this was a website template that I sold inside of my mortgage snapshot, and it's actually my own website that I built. And all that I did when I built the actual site was I took tons of different, like I literally went to like Rocket Mortgage and like, okay, I like what Rocket Mortgage did here, right? Okay, I like what um, Movement Mortgage did here, and I basically took like different elements and then I just rebuilt it inside of High Level, and that ended up being like kind of my crown jewel inside of the mortgage snapshot that I sell, because it was like, oh, now we have this like 17-page mortgage site that's like built with like SEO and stuff, and it's like ready to rock, right? So again, now we can essentially have these AI tools like copy these for us or like build better versions of it, right? So let's see what it did with the loan programs page right here. Loan programs available, and it essentially took my existing template, which I like that looks solid, right? And then it made it with like the basically EMC's version, right? So again, take existing stuff and edit it. Now, color scheme wise, this will need to be fixed a bit, but other than that, guys, I mean, the structure is there. So, again, some really cool things that the system can do, especially on this end. Obviously, there's a ton of SEO, there's a ton of other things. Like, this website is essentially not findable yet in any way, shape, or form. So, it still takes time to like build and develop these things. But it just shows you what can essentially be built inside of the AI studios in a span of a couple of minutes, right? So we have a framework that's built. We have different tools that can be used. It's time that we use them. So appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll chat with you guys a little bit later. Thank you.